Hello. So looking at the stuff I've been putting on the YouTube channel, and thanks for taking a look at it. If you're returning and you're picking this video up, popular ones are the 30 minutes, which is not surprising because 30 minutes is pretty much a good piece of time to do fairly well balanced yoga practice. As well as managing it within a busy schedule. So this is going to be around about 30 minutes. It's going to be similar sort of stuff to the other ones. Some sun salutations, some warriors, getting down on the mat, doing some longer stretches, longer holds towards the end. So I'm going to get straight to it. Not going to give a whole lot of verbiage sort of building up to it. So like some of the YouTube stuff out there. So I'm going to start in a standing position, feet comfortably hip width apart. Going to just get some movement in the body. So maybe soften the knees, maybe do that little ski thing where you just gently throw the hands behind you as you soften the knees, a little bit of flexion in the knees, bounce through the hips. Okay, might not see much, but already heart rate's rising. You'd be surprised actually as the heart rate rises quite quickly when we do simple things like this. Okay, then we're going to straighten the legs. We're going to start swinging the arms like a carousel, and you get a little bit quicker with each one. This is quite a nice move. It's called knocking at the back door. It is yoga, but I think it's used a little bit in Tai Chi, but probably a lot slower, I imagine, in Tai Chi. And you get to the point where the centrifuge swings the arms around and the hands bash gently against the body. Quite a nice move. And another one. Already the breath is starting to get a bit faster. Another one, quite a simple one. Just walking, really just that, just walking. Getting the hip flexors working now. Okay, so you can just feel the hip flexors lifting the knees up, swinging the arms back even more. This is all about getting the heart rate up, all about getting the tissues starting to slide, move a bit, and then we stop. And we're going to come straight to the top of the mat, go straight into sun salutations. Now we've got the breath and the heart rate starting to move a bit quicker. So coming to a mountain pose. With the breath in, lift the arms up nice and high, turn and look up, soften the knees, slowly bending forwards to a bent knee forward bend. Hands come onto your shins, and with a breath in, straighten the legs, lift the back, look forwards. Take a breath here, okay? Going to take a couple of breaths through this first one, through each of the postures. And then bend the knees, exhale the hands to the floor, walk slowly back into a downward dog to start off with. And when you come into dog, pedal the legs here, bend the knees, push the opposite heel down, stretch out through those stiff calves, maybe a bit tight, but nonetheless, pedal through anyway. Come up onto your toes, raise the heels, push into the toe knuckles, bend the knees a little bit, and then straighten the legs, lift the hips up, lower the chest and head down. Inhale, come through to a plank, high press up, drop onto your knees, chest and chin to the floor, tops of the feet on the floor. Okay, elbows tuck in as you inhale the chest away into cobra, and then exhale, come down to the floor. And we'll go again on that. So elbows tuck in, lift up through the crown of the head, lift the chest up, shoulders back, and then come back down. Push up onto your knees, tuck your toes in, sit the hips back a little bit, push into the hands, lift the knees up, straighten the legs, heels down, hips high, downward dog. Okay, take a couple of pedals here again, just to loosen off. And then look up between the hands, and as you pedal, start stepping towards the mat, the top of the mat, to a bent knee forward bend. And then ragdoll here, grab hold of opposite elbows, rock from side to side. Tuck the chin in, allow the hands to dangle. Slowly roll up to mountain, rolling the shoulders back, inhaling the hands up, tall mountain. Okay, now we're going to take our hands down onto our hips, going to step the right foot back just a little bit, not a deep lunge. Hands come onto your chest. Inhale here, on an exhale, a dip here. So trying to take the hips, torso straight down, bending through the knees. Do 4 of these, split squats. Okay, really works the quads. And then lean forward a little bit, take the arms out to the side and see if you can take a gentle balance here on that left foot, lifting the right foot up. Fractionally, looking down, steadying the breath. Good, and then drop back down again, okay? And then we're going to change, go through 180 degrees here, keeping the feet the same distance apart. Hands come onto the shoulders again, and 4 split squats here as you drop the torso down without falling over like I've just done. 4. Good, and then gently lean forwards, take the hands behind you. A little bit of balance here, just check in how you are with the balance this morning, this evening, today, lunchtime. and then come back to a standing position. Inhale the hands up, bend the knees, float down, bent knee forward bend. Hands on shins. Inhale, half lift as you straighten the legs, lift the back. Exhale, bend the knees to forward bend, bent knee forward bend. Come back to downward dog. And then take a couple of breaths here, looking back at your ankles, hips high, heels down. Lengthening through the spine. And this time we're going to step the left foot to the left side of the left hand, drop the right knee to the floor, top of the right foot on the floor. Push the hands onto the knee and push back into a gentle back bend here. Feeling that stretch on the hip flexor as well. And then release the hands to the floor, tuck the right toes in, lift the right knee, step back into downward dog. Inhale through to a plank, leveling out the body here. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Tops of the feet on the floor. Inhale into cobra, a little bit of pressure into the mat with the hands, lifting the front of the pelvis off of the mat. So getting a little bit more extension through the spine. Exhale down, inhale onto your knees, tuck your toes in, lift into downward dog. Looking up between the hands, bending the knees and pedaling, walking towards the top of the mat. Pull the belly in really tightly, and this allows you to roll up with integrity, with strength, pushing the lumbar spine back. Inhale the hands up, tall mountain. This time, exhale, see if you can straight leg forward bend. So pivot in the hips, taking the head and chest down, legs quite straight. You feel the tension in the hamstrings. And if you're really tight, you can bend your knees. If there's tugging on the lower back, bend the knees. Okay, from here, walk back into a downward dog straight away. And then we're going to step the right foot to the right side of the right hand, dropping that left knee, top of the left foot on the mat. Again, using that knee for support as you push up and back, a little bit of a back bend, but a hip flexor stretch as well. And then come back to the floor, tuck the left toes in, lift the left knee, step back into downward dog. Inhale through to plank. You can go knees, chest, chin, or you can go tricep press now, halfway down. Tops of the feet come on the mat. Draw the chest through and up into upward dog. So the thighs are off the mat, the pelvis off the mat, or you can keep your knees on the mat into cobra. Stay here, drawing the shoulders back, lift up through the crown of head and breathe in. And from here, you can drop onto your knees into tabletop or lift the hips up, roll, step over the toes into downward dog. Looking up between the hands, step walking, or if it's in your yoga, a little hop to the top of the mat. Drawing the belly in, slowly rolling up to mountain. Coming to the top of your mat, inhale the hands up. Exhale, a side bend to one side, to the left, as the right hand comes over the top. Inhale, lift up, and a side bend to the other side. Okay, up. Take the arms out nice and wide, soften the knees, back to the hands face the front. Draw the arms together, so the shoulders round, and then inhale, lift all the way up. Exhale, hands down. Step out to the left, palms come together. Exhale into a goddess squat. Inhale the arms out nice and wide and back, chest opener. Exhale, come in. Straighten the legs up, step back to the center. Step out to the right, bend the knees, come all the way down. Then big inhale as you draw the chest forwards, elbows back. Exhale, come forwards, and then straighten up, step back in. Top of the mat, sun salutation. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, come all the way down, straight leg forward bend. Hands on shins this time. Inhale, lift the chest, straighten the legs. Exhale to the floor. Inhale the right leg back into a low lunge. Bring the left knee on top of the left ankle. And then we're going to turn the shoulders to the left. Take the left hand up on the inhale for a lunge twist. Exhale, come down. Inhale, turn to the right for a lunge twist. Exhale, down. Step back into downward dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, downward dog. And then step the right foot forward between the hands. Inhaling, turning the shoulders to the right. Exhaling down. Inhaling, turning the shoulders to the left. And down. Step to the top of the mat. Draw the belly in. Slowly roll up to mountain. Inhale the arms up nice and wide. Lean your body weight into the left foot. Float the right knee up. to a balance. Stay here if this is enough. If you can, floating the hand across to the other side of the knee as the other hand comes behind to find that twist. And release. Arms up, foot to the floor. Ground down through that foot that you've just lifted. Lift the other knee up. Stay here in standing start for balance if this is enough for you, or take a twist around to take your hand across on the other side of that knee. Draw the knee into center line as you draw that arm behind you back to center line for a twist. Twist and balance, 2 in 1. And release, standing start. Float the hands down. Hands come down onto your chest at the top of your mat. Lean your body weight into your left foot. Step the right foot back into a lunge. Inhale the hands up. And then exhale as you bend those knees, lunge dip. Inhale, lift up. This time, cactus the arms, lunge dip. Drawing the elbows down, chest forwards. Inhale, lift up, and now twist to the left. Right arm forward, left hand behind. Inhale, lift up, and a twist to the right. Good. Inhale, lift up. Ground the back heel to warrior 2. Inhale, reverse warrior, lift up. Hold for a couple of breaths now. And then exhale to warrior, but lean forwards a little bit and a side bend. So forearm on the thigh or hand to the floor as you bring that top arm forwards. Looking up at that hand, breathing nice and slowly, feeling that stretch through the body, going a bit further with the fingers and really grounded down through the outer edge of that back foot. Look up at that hand, drop it down, and as it sweeps behind you, lift the back heel and take the left hand back behind you, airplane wings. Small steps with that back foot to lift into Superman. Find the balance here. Building heat in the body. And then slowly come to standing start as you sweep that right leg forwards. Arms up, come up either side of the head as you bring that right knee up. Stay here or straighten that leg out, working the hip flexors. And then the right ankle comes onto the left thigh. Bring your palms down onto your chest for standing pigeon. It's all going on with the balance. And then lift up, standing staff. Float the right foot down, hands down the side. Inhale the hands up. Exhale, float forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bent knee forward bend. Inhale all the way back to downward dog. And then drop the left knee to the floor, ground the right heel down. Inhale the right hand up. Exhale, draw that arm forwards. Take a couple of breaths here. You can float that right leg up for a balance if you've got the balance. And don't worry if it doesn't work, have another go. Good, and come back to tabletop. Tuck the toes in, lift into dog. Step, walk or jump to the top of the mat. Pull your belly in and use that core to drive the body to an upright position. Inhaling the hands up, tall mountain. Palm come down on your chest. Lean into your right foot and step the left foot back into lunge here, high lunge. Inhale the hands up. Exhale, a lunge dip. Inhale, lift up, and then cactus the arms here. As you come into a lunge dip, drawing the elbows back, chest forwards. Inhale, lift up. Lunge twist to the right, turning through the shoulders. Inhale, lift up. Lunge twist to the left. Inhale, lift up, lunge. Ground the back heel, warrior 2. Establishing the posture, just checking your alignment. Plenty of this on some of my other videos. Or go for my reference guide. Turn the front palm up. Inhale, lift up, go for height here, couple of breaths. Feeling that stretch through the front of the body and breathing into that space with your right lung. And then come back to warrior two. Lean forward, side bend, side angle. So hand to the floor or the forearm on the thigh as you bring that left arm forwards. Look up, reach up, stretch, breathe. And then slowly drawing that left arm down behind you, lift the back heel, right hand comes behind you, the arms are swept. Small steps to step up into a balance here, Superman. Taking your time, doesn't matter if you fall out, come back into it. Few breaths. And then slowly, slowly with intention, slowly with control, slowly with focus, come through into standing staff. Maybe straighten that leg out, working that hip flexor, or stay with the knee bent. If your knee is bent, point the toes to the floor, dorsiflex the ankle. If you're okay, rest the ankle on top of the standing thigh and come into standing pigeon here, keeping the focus. And slowly come all the way up, standing staff. And float the hands down. Inhale the hands up, straight leg forward bend, swan dive to the floor. Hands on shins, inhale, half lift. Exhale to the floor. Bend the knees, walk all the way back into a downward dog. Dropping the left knee to the floor, ground down through that right heel, right hand up and forwards and lift. Come back down, drop hand to tabletop and then straighten out the left leg, ground the left heel, lean into the right hand, left hand up and forwards and lift. And for those of the observant ones amongst you who've just realized, as I've just realized, I did the other side twice, so we'll do this side just to balance it out. You can be inventive in your practice. Come back down. Lift the hips up, downward dog. Ooh. And then coming into a side plank if you want. So come forwards into plank, roll onto the outer edge of the left foot, take the right hand up. Stay here too long, a little bit of arm balance, arm strength. Come back down, roll to the other side, side plank. Again, you can drop onto your knee if it's preferable for you. Come back down, back to downward dog. Inhale the left leg nice and high, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, lift up. Cross the body to the right elbow. Inhale, lift up and down. Inhale, right leg nice and high. Right knee to right elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog, nice and high. Cross the body to the left elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Come down. Inhale through to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, lift into cobra. Exhale, down. Hands down the side of the body. Inhale to locust and hold and breathe. And release. Hands get down to the floor, either side of the ribs. Push up onto your knees, sit the hips back. Counter posing child as you stretch out through the spine, and then inch the fingers to the top of the mat. Taking a few steady breaths here. And then come up into tabletop, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Okay, we're going to sweep the right arm forwards on the inhale. As it comes all the way up and back, exhale it to the floor. And then inhale the left arm forward, sweep it all the way up and back. Exhale. Cross the ankles, going to roll onto our bottoms. Take the feet in front of us. Grab the back of the hamstrings, lift the lower legs. Come back on the back of the sit bones, so the back's coming back. Take the arms out in front of you for boat pose. You can stay here. Or you can inhale here on the exhale, toe tap, inhale up. Exhale, toe tap, inhale up. Keep going. Do 8 of these in total, which is around about there. Stay in boat. Cross your ankles. Come upright into a seated posture, lifting up through the spine. Inhale here. On an exhale, turn your body to the right. Plant the left hand onto the right knee, right hand behind. Pull the belly in. Inhale, lift the chest deep and high. On the next exhale, use the bind to twist through the shoulders, twist through the core, pulling the belly in. Taking a couple of breaths here. And release. Okay, turn to the front, lean back behind your sit bones, come into boat again, pull the belly in. Then cross the ankles the other way, come into a seated pose, lift up through the spine, turn around to the other side, to the left, right hand on left knee, left hand behind. Inhale, lift the spine, pull the belly in. On the exhale, twist all the way around. Using the bind to take the shoulders deep, turning, looking back over the left shoulder. And release. Straighten the legs out and a little sit bone walk or forward. So trying to get on the front of the sit bones. You'll feel those bony bits at the bottom of the pelvis. Straighten the legs out as much as you can. Flex the ankles. Now try to roll the pelvis forwards, quite flat in the lower back. Inhale the hands up and forwards. And then so bend out of the hips as you bring the whole of the spine forwards and then hands come down. So no pressure in the lower back here. Chest is high, chin is high. Feel the tension in the hamstrings. Your knees might be coming off the mat. That's okay. If you are feeling tension in the hamstrings, you are there. Seated forward bend. That's where we're going. We're not putting any pressure on the lower back to achieve some ridiculous aesthetical head going down on the thighs position. It's not what it's about. Stretching those tight hamstrings and breathing into that tension, that stress. And release. Counter pose. Take the hands behind you. Straighten the arms. Push into the mat with wide fingers. Bend the knees. Okay, from here, inhale. Lift the hips up. Exhale, down. Inhale the hips up. Using the glutes, lower back muscles to push the belly button upwards towards the ceiling. Inhale, up and down. Last one, we're going to hold. Inhale, reverse table. Push the belly button up. Let the head come back in line with the spine, not dropping the head back between the shoulders, straining the neck. Using the power of your low back muscles, power of your quads to drive those hips as high as you can. And come back down. Onto your bottoms. Straighten the right leg, bend the left knee, sole of the foot into the thigh. Turn your body around to face over that straight leg, ankle flexed. Find some comfort, find your sit bones. Inhale the hands up, take that right sit bone backwards, you come forwards. Hands to land on the leg, draw the chest forwards, soften through this bent knee. Take a few breaths here. It's a combination here of external rotation of the hips with that hamstring being stretched with a forward bend. A little bit of activity through the shoulder girdle as you pull on the arms. It's a really good posture. And slowly come out of that. I'm going to take that left hand away from the body onto the floor. Straight arm, lock the arm out, push into the mat with that straight arm, lift the hips up, ground through that top foot and lift that right arm up and back, drive the hips forwards for a counter pose here. Big long stretch, slight back bend through the front of the body. Come back down. Change over, so straighten out the left leg. And we go again on this side, positioning the body so you're straight over that straight leg, ankle flex, toes point up. This stretches your gastroc muscle in the calf. Okay, think about that sit bone going backwards. And again, if the knee lifts because tight hamstrings, that's okay. That's absolutely fine. So find that sit bone going backwards, reach forwards, flatten the lower back, come forwards. And then again, maybe draw your chest forwards with a bind if you want to go deeper into this posture. But only go to the point of tension in your body. Soften through this bent knee, this bent hip. Okay, and release out of that, taking that right hand down to the floor for stability support, straight and locking out that arm, pushing in and grounding that left foot, lift the hips forwards and up, taking that left arm back, chest opener as well, driving the hips forwards, breathing, feeling the ground and the foundation in the feet, try to make that stable and strong, and that allows you to go deeper into the posture as you really start working this stretch. And back down. Okay, going to take the legs out quite wide here. Flex the ankles, toes point up. Lift up through the chest. And again, you know, all about sit bones here. Take your legs outwards a little bit and come forwards with the lower back, nice and flat. Find that tension in the adductors and in the hamstrings. Go to that point of tension, stay here. Soften around your hips, your quads, your knees. So if the patellas are being drawn up, that's a clue. Soften your quads. You can actually palpate your thighs here. Just squeeze, find soft tissue. And then taking the legs or the feet outwards a little bit, rotates the femurs in the sockets. After a few breaths, your nervous system will release and some of the tension in your body will disappear. And you can then start pulling against or drawing against, stressing against soft tissue, but only going to that point where it's mildly uncomfortable and staying there and breathing. So being as diligent as you can with these postures, these long stretch, these long release postures are so important as the strength in the stuff we do. So this is where the really good stuff happens. We start loosening the fascia, the connective tissue. We start regaining our range of movement. Do this incrementally, regularly, consistently. You will be amazed within a few weeks, a couple of months, how much more range of movement you get. Come all the way back, hands under the knees, draw the soles of the feet together, and then a little bit of mobilization of the hips here. Going to finish off on our backs for some twists. So line on your lumbar spine, draw your knees into the chest, squeeze and release the knees here. Just keep those big old discs in the lower back nourished, toxins coming out on the squeeze, and good stuff going in on the release. Okay, drop the feet down to the floor, hands down the side of the body, couple of pelvic rotations, arching the lower back on the breath in, pushing into the pelvis, flattening the lower back, tucking the tailbone under the breath out. You know the score. You've been into any of my classes, you've seen my videos, you know how important this is. Get that pelvis nice and loose. And then flatten your lower back on the mat, tuck the tailbone under on a breath in, push it to the mat with both feet as you keep the knees and the legs parallel, lift the hips up to bridge. Okay, stay here, couple of breaths, looking up across your belly as the belly rises and falls with the breath. Inhale halfway down, exhale, push up. Inhale halfway down, exhale, push up. Keeping the knees parallel, inhale down halfway, exhale up. And last time, inhale down halfway, exhale up and drive up and breathe and really work the lower back muscles, the glutes, the quads. Inhale all the way down. Tuck the tailbone under, pull the knees in. Keep hold of the right leg straight, the left leg out. Take the right arm out to the side and with the left arm, draw the body over onto the left. For a twist here, turn and look back at your right arm, right shoulder, soften through the shoulder. Turn and look up, release the knee, come onto your back, straighten the right leg out, bring the left knee in. Reach up, hug the knee, pull it in. Keep hold of that left knee with the right hand. Take the left arm out to the side. Inhale. On the exhale, roll across onto your right. Come all the way down, clamping that knee. And then turn and look back at your left shoulder. Find a release here through the shoulder and across the body. Turn and look up, release that knee. Come onto your backs, pull the knees into the chest one more time. Pull your head towards your knees. A big squeeze here, head to knees, knees to head. Roll up. You can take some relaxation here. You can lie on your back, just take a moment, a few minutes, soften and releasing. But I'm going to wrap it here. So that's 30 minutes, around about 30 minutes. That's covering the 3 planes of movement in terms of the body, how it functions. It's covering arm strength, arm balances to a point. In terms of dog, that's an arm balance, and so a side plank. It's covering core strength with the stuff we did with lifting in 3-legged dog and also the boat poses. It's covering hip external internal rotation with the warriors and how we go through the warriors and lunges. And then we get down to the mat, we do a lot longer stretch release of the hip. So it's an all-round practice. As with any yoga practice, it's an all-round practice. It's 30 minutes. You can use it any way you want. You don't have to do all of it. Hopefully that's been of some use, and obviously use the video and play around with your yoga. You don't have to do those postures. You can do different postures, but the sort of structure is the same. Get some warmth into the body. Sun salutations are really great. Lunges, dancing warriors, and they get down to the more serious stuff of longer releases with your body. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you'll join some more videos in the future. Hope you come to my classes, and if you can, get to Park Yoga in Woking, come and see us in Park Yoga and do some outdoor yoga. In the meantime, stay safe. Namaste.